why are some people more suggestible than others?
A lot of
What is it?
Interestingly enough, a lot of the questions, and if you look at the Harvard scale, the self-assessment test, a lot of it has to do with childhood, not necessarily things that happen to us per se, but a lot of the questions, if you look at them really in depth, like I have, you'll see a lot of it happened in our early years. Now, maybe it's just that our personality was coming out in our early years, but the way we deal with things in general, the way we either listen to what people tell us to do or don't, that kind of thing can have a big impact on it. For example, we find that people who are very engineering, they have an engineering mind, which I think you do, they're very analytical, they can be more challenging to hypnotize.
Right.
But we have something called confusion inductions that we can use. So where we give the analytical mind something to think about, distract it, hey, look over here with all these numbers, and then we're going to put the message in while you're thinking about all this stuff.
Right, okay. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, and another thing with hypnosis is, you're saying, I'm an analytical person, and that's true, I am an analytical person. I think in numbers, I think, like, logically.
Okay.
But I notice that's not the ideal way to go about hypnosis. Because we've got a left brain and we've got a right brain. So left brain obviously really logical, mathematical, numerical, sequential, and our right brain is more to do with emotions, social intelligence, and like almost like higher consciousness as well. Mm-hmm. So I find that when I listen to hypnosis, I need to be in touch with my emotions at the same time. I need to make sure that I'm in my right brain. Mm-hmm. I'm naturally in my left brain anyway. But I need to make sure that I'm slightly in my right brain as well, so that the hypnosis is affecting both sides of my brain. I mean, and this is like an advanced concept, but I notice that when I'm feeling my emotions and I get emotionally into the hypnosis session, I'm getting deeper results.
Okay.
So that links a little bit, I think, to suggestibility as well.
Okay.
And what you're saying about childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, say for example, in your childhood you had a bad experience with your parents. And because of that, you weren't in touch with your emotions. So you're more in your left brain. Mm-hmm. So that would make you less suggestible, for me, to the hypnosis. Does that make sense?
It does.
So to talk about that, the emotional thing.
Well, you're bringing up a lot of different concepts.
Yeah.
And to really talk conclusively about these things, we would have to look at the research in those, or we'd have to conduct our own research. So to talk conclusively about exactly what you're saying, we would need references to research that I don't have, because those are more advanced concepts. But and then keep in mind though that something that I mentioned earlier, that if you find something is true for you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true across the board,
everyone,
because you're on a certain area of that spectrum of suggestibility and being analytical versus being carefree. You're more on the analytical side.
Yeah.
So whatever you do discover may only pertain to you, but that's why working with a hypnotherapist one-on-one can be very powerful, because they do have that potential to see, hey, Kads is very analytical. We're going to use a different approach here.
Different approach, yeah. So we have it like very unique to that person. Instead of like an MP3, although MP3s and scripts are made in such a way that it applies to like a broad spectrum of people.
Right.
I think with a hypnotist, you're going to get that personalized.
You always will. It'll always be better to work with a hypnotist one-on-one. But with the recordings like the ones I do, for example, we've attempted to address all of these things. So a little something for everyone. So, some people are like this, some people are like that. So we sprinkle everything in there to address everything. But the absolute best way would be to see a hypnotherapist. Of course, that's more expensive. You have to travel.
Yeah.
MP3 is easy. Just download it. So give it a shot. Why
yeah.
not?